guys, Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to run you through the basics of creating Mokume Gane with polymer clay. Now today I'm specifically going to be showcasing why layers are really important with Mokume Gane and how even if you're using the same colours, rearranging the way in which they are stacked can greatly change the effect. Now I'm going to be working with 4 colours today, and I'm going to be showing 3 different stacks of Mokume Gane. And I've just cut them out, all the same size, using a cutter just to make it easier. They will also run out on the middle setting of my pasta machine, about 1 millimetre thick, and they're all the same thickness. Later, if this video does well, I might do a guide that goes even more into detail, where we explore how different thicknesses can change the effect as well, but for today we're going to keep it simple. Also, these are, apart from the white, these are 3 different colour mixes. There will be a colour card at the beginning of the video showing how to make those 3 colours. Just want to mention that. Now, I am going to start stacking them, and I'm going to start with this nice purple, then move on to this kind of blackberry red, then white, and then kind of a sorbet pink. That's the first stack. Then I'll do the same for the others. Nice and simple if they're all the same size already. That's the other stack. And there's the final stack. So there, I'll just show that off and you can see the different ones. Right, then those all are going to get run out on my pasta machine back to the same thickness as one of these pieces. And before I do that, I am going to just press it into a proper rectangle, because I didn't stack it absolutely perfectly. And before I pop it through the machine, I like to give it a little bit of a roll to flatten it out, because it's a little too thick to go through. There we go, that should just about do. Then I'll run that through the machine. Like so. Then take that and cut it in half. Okay, and you can trim away the sides. I am going to trim away just a bit on this end because I want to keep it kind of nice and even. And then I'm going to stack that. Okay, and I will do the exact same process for the other 2. And there you can see that. The important thing as well with Mokume Gane is to not over layer it. I always end up doing that, where I will do 3 to 4 different layers and then it ends up getting muddy. Generally I would keep it to 2 to 3 layers depending on how thick your layers started out with. And again, I will probably cover that in another video. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to do more detailed videos on how to get exact results with Mokume Gane. And there we go. Got the 3 different stacks. The only difference between them is how the colours were layered. Other than that, they're all exactly the same. Then what I am going to do is I am going to grab, let me see, here we go. I want to add a little bit of sparkle to this, so I'm going to add some silver leaf just to the top. I don't typically like adding it into the Mokume Gane itself unless I'm working with translucent clays. That's another thing that I should play around with in a video at some point. But if I do use metal leaf and it's not when I've got any translucence, I will just kind of add it to the top. That way it will be visible, because I find that you don't really see much of it otherwise. Okay, I'm just going to add that like so. There we go. Then I will just give it a quick burnish to get stuck to the clay, and that will crackle it a little bit, but not a huge amount. But this also just makes sure that it is stuck down before we move on to the next step. And the next step can be one of 2 things. You can either use a texture stamp to get your impression, If that's the case, I actually would make these a little thinner because they're a bit thick for a texture stamp. But today I'm going to be using some things like piercing pins and some cool little Mokume Gane blades to create our own kind of texture. Okay, and I am going to put two to the side so that they don't get in the way while I'm doing this. And I'm going to make the same pattern on each so that again the only difference is the way that we stacked those colours. Just smooth that down. I'm using a glazed ceramic tile as a work surface, just so you know. Then I've got these two cool little Mokume Gane blades. If you are interested in these and some other shapes, I do sell them on my Etsy store, Jessima Design. There is a link in the description below. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that and I'm going to cut through the piece the whole way down. And what that will do is it's going to push the colours down and it will create a pattern. And you'll see that once we shave off the top layer. So I'm just going to use these to create that pattern. There we go. And remember, everything I'm doing here I will repeat with the other two. Then I'm going to grab a piercing pin and a ball tool. And I'm going to start with the ball tool. And I'm also going to go the whole way down through the Mokume Gane when I press. And I'm going to again create my own pattern. And you can find tools around the house. It does not need to be these blades, it does not need to be a ball tool. Lots of different things can be used. I actually have a video showcasing a few different textures you can get around the house. I will link that in the description below if you want to check that out for some ideas. But yeah, there are lots of different things that you could use. It doesn't always have to be texture blades. And just have fun. Create whatever pattern you want. There we go. Now I've also done the other two and I'm just going to bring those over. So give one moment. Here's the one with kind of the blackberry colour going on the top. And this is the one with the kind of soft evening purple. And I tried to do the same pattern. They're not exactly the same, but I got them pretty close. And then this is the one where we had the white on top. And at the moment there aren't a ton of differences. It's mostly just visible through the metal leaf, but the difference is going to show through once you shave it. And once you've done the texture like you have, just grab something and just kind of give it a quick burnish, and that will flatten out the clay a bit more. And we'll start pressing those pieces together because you want them all to be in one piece. You don't want this to fall apart when you go to shave it. So spend a little bit of time just pressing along the edges and burnishing the top to get it into one piece. I don't want to completely erase these little spots that we have. I just mostly want it all in one piece. So this should be enough for this. And then I would repeat the same process for the other two. There we go. Okay, and there we go. Now I'm just going to take a flexible blade and I'm going to shave the surface like so, and keep those little pieces. And I actually need to go a little deeper. I'm so used to doing it with the the texture plates. There we go. Okay, and that's the one. Okay, and I just went a little deeper in those two sections. Then do the exact same with this one, and we should come out with a different result. This time I'm going to take it out in chunks because I don't think I did it quite right with that one. No, this one I actually like the result better, and I think it is mainly because of the colour combination. Hopefully this shows how different the colours can be and how they make a really big difference. Do the same with the other one, again taking off chunks. You can see the difference there as well. Quite nice. There we go. And I think the issue with this one, because this one I really just don't really like it all that much, and the reason I don't think I like it is both because I didn't chunk it as much as I did these ones, but also it's the colour combination. This one I both have the white on top of the red, much closer to the top of the piece, especially this one where the red actually is the top layer. And this one, the best part that I like is actually once we get really deep and get the red on top of the white. I hope that made sense. But this one is one of the ones that I like the most, that one being second, that one being third. And the difference really is the way in which the colours were stacked. And I do hope that that translates through. I'm going to shave this one a little more, reveal some of that pattern a bit more. But yeah, I do hope that it translates what I'm trying to say with the different stacking methods resulting in a different effect. Okay, and once you're happy with them, then go with a piece of paper or greaseproof paper and just give it a burnish again to flatten it, because you're going to have a lot of kind of high and low spots, and the areas where the metal leaf still is present will crackle even more, creating a nice effect. Okay. And I really cannot express how much more I like these two in comparison to this one. I just don't think that the white on top of the purple really looks that good, though that can be a matter of preference. If you like it, then of course go with that. But let me know in the comments below which one of the three you like the most. But yeah, just give it a good old burnish until you've flattened it out. Okay, and there we go. Now I'm just going to pop them to the side just by shaving them off the tile like that, and putting them on a piece of paper so that they don't stick to anything. Okay, and I've just taken some scraps, mainly the bits that I cut off before I stacked the Mokume Gane, and I am going to use that plus the little bits that were shaved off, and I'm going to make another piece that we can use. That is a combination of all of the Mokume Gane pieces. And that way we don't end up with any scraps or waste, because these pieces are just as nice as the main pieces. It's just they're generally in little bits, and so you need to give them a little bit of help before you can use them. There we go. Then just give that a very quick burnish as well to flatten that out, and that is how you would use up the scraps. Okay, and there we go. Those are all four of them, this one being the scrap one. Now, before I go further, I want to just kind of list out the idea here. I think the reason these two worked better is because the red is the darker colour and the white is the lighter colour, and because the two of them were together it creates the highest contrast, and that is why it looks really nice. Whereas this one, the white with the purple, just there's not enough of a contrast. The kind of sorbet pink with the purple, the two colours blend together and almost kind of create a muddy effect. Whereas again, the red with the white has a really nice strong contrast. So I think when you are creating your Mokume Gane, that is something to keep in mind, is to put your highest contrast colours together. And that can sometimes be a little tricky because when you've got the colours all lined up together, they all look nice. But once you actually put them into a Mokume Gane, it makes a big difference. So that is something to bear in mind. And that is why I generally like working with black, white and a colour of sorts. Because the colour will be the neutral, whereas the black and the white will be the high contrast elements in the Mokume Gane. But anyway, those are the 4 results. I think I'm going to make a... Should I make a pair of earrings? No, let's just leave it at that for today, I think. So let me know in the comments below if that was helpful and if you learned something, and if you'd like me to do more videos that kind of explore the intricacies of Mokume Gane. It's a really simple and fun technique, but there are a lot of detailed things that you can do to create more guaranteed effects. Things like working with translucent and metal leaf is something else that we can explore. So again, let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see that, and thank you for watching the tutorial. If you'd like to support the channel, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing. I do videos like this every single week, multiple times a week, and liking the video helps it get out there into the algorithm and helps it be presented to more people who like polymer clay, so help share the video. And again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.